Hello and welcome to DarkMouse's Daily Scroll with your host, DarkMouse. So last time I rambled on a lot about Cube World and stuff, and this time I'm going to try and focus a bit more on the game because I've had some feedback saying that would be preferred to me rambling on about another game. So we'll give that a try. Once we find a format that people generally like, we'll have something to settle on. We have a quick match. I'd also just like to mention Pontus. Last time we played properly, at the end of it, I'm going to say she, because I'm fairly sure that might be right, because of the avatar. She gave me a clock library, completely free, as kind of a present for the channel opening. I'd just like to mention now, Pontus, thank you very much. That's brilliantly appreciated. I've been after one of those for a long time, and now that I finally have one, it's already proven its worth. I managed to get past the trial that was really annoying me. It was called a quickie, so thank you very much for that. It's very much appreciated, and hopefully we'll see it in use here. So here I am. I'm getting a copper automaton out, which is generally, if I pull one, is a standard opening or a useless contraption. Because for energy, one of those two, they're generally the only one resource cards we have. I'm fighting against another energy player, which is going to be interesting. Energy v energy is always a very interesting mix to play against, because you generally find that you go like, I don't know, 5 or 6 rounds just sacking for resources, because you don't generally find any creatures or structures in there. Or you only find structures and spells, like burn spells and stuff, until like a really late game, where you finally start pulling your creatures, because you don't have a lot of creatures in a lot of energy decks. Most people tend to, and I'm one of these people, tend to focus on the removal spells and the structures, and removal enchantments as well. Now I say removal enchantments, you might think, what's that? Well, Ember Bonds, if any of you haven't come across them. A really nifty card that I don't see many people using. They're quite nice. They're 3 resource. I've got one in my hand there. They're 3 resource. You enchant it to a unit, and every time they attack, they take 2 damage, which you can use on like smaller guys so it's about to take over and do a lot of damage, but only has 2 health left. Put it on that. When the next attacks, boom, it's gone. Doesn't even get to attack. It takes 2 damage before it attacks, which is quite nice, I think. I have an automated forge out. This looks like it could be a good start. It could have been a good start. Hellspit Mortars. Those are generally quite annoying. Now, prox mines against an energy deck are not that useful. The only real melee creatures that an energy deck has access to are the Solemn Giant, the Iron Ogre, and the Copper Automaton. Now, keeping prox mines in your hand just in case is kind of silly, especially when energy has stuff like the Ether Pump, which will do 1 damage to every unit on your opponent's side. So prox mine, which only has 1 health, is generally a bad idea, because as soon as the Ether Pump lands, those prox mines are dead. Ow, he burnt my charge coil. Well, an eye for an eye, I guess. And great, I sack a useless contraption, get another useless contraption. And now I have an Ether Pump. Sup? Sweet. So there's me thinking a bit tactically, putting the gun automaton back, putting the useless contraption in front of it. Now the useless contraption is a nice 1 resource, 4 health wall, which is brilliant. There's their clock library. It's a brilliant wall purely because, well, it can take 4 damage. An early game, that's enough to stop most creatures. A metal heart. This is brilliant. Now here I can't really move that guy anywhere where he can hit a structure or anything else other than an idol. So the only thing I can do is enchant him with Metal Heart, which ups his attack by 1 for every structure you control. So here it is starting out. I'm in kind of a strong position. I mean, I haven't got as many resources as my opponent does, as Given a Good does. So shout out to Given a Good for giving a good game. That was awful. I shouldn't make jokes like that. It's not fair on the people watching. Now, I have a burn, but it's not going to be any help really. Here we go. My clock library in my hand. And I can play both that and Spark. Spark is kind of useless. I should have really played that on the clock library actually. But there's my clock library. Hello! How are you doing today? And yeah, their turn. This could go... Now the Hellspit Immortal is always one of those hold your breath and hope it doesn't hit you things. Because with 5 attack value, it can do a lot of damage. It can kill a lot of things that are on the board at the moment. There's my Ether Pump gone. Violent Dispersal, that was annoying. Ow! Jeez. Oh. Down before I could count down. Ah, that was painful. Wow, okay. I'm kind of at a loss of what to do next, I think. It's one of those, geez, what do I do next? Alright, so my gun automatons can start doing some damage. So there we go, boom, there's an Ether Pump damaged. It's not dead, but it's quite close to it. Which isn't too bad. Ow, jeez, yeah. So clock libraries are really useful for... Ow. Okay, that's the problem with energy v energy. You generally tend to find that... well, you both have a lot of removal at your disposal, unless you're an energy player who's gone all out on all structures, all enchantments, and all creatures that they can. In which case, you don't have a lot of removal. But if you play energy with a lot of removal, then... you generally tend to find that, oh, you know, he's burnt my stuff, you know, that one, I burned their stuff, and you tend to be removing each other's stuff quite quickly. More quickly than the other one can keep up with, or than your summoning can keep up with. So you generally tend to find that after a while, neither player plays anything until they can play a couple of things at once. I'm on the back foot here. I don't know why I played those prox mines down. That was really, really stupid of me. There's the Ether Pump. And there's the prox mines wasted. I should have sacked them for something. I shouldn't have just played them for the sake of playing them. It's not like Magic, whereby if you don't play something and you have to discard, it just goes to the graveyard. You know, I mean, the burn there was nice. That was useful. And if I move him there, he's finally out of the way. Pardon me, sorry about that. Yeah, jeez. So I'm in a bit of trouble here, I think. Just a little bit. Now I've taken no damage to my items yet, but given the good is right, in a lot of cases you really do want to just clear your opponent's stuff before you start hacking away at their items. Unless you have your opponent in a position. Now, from my experience, this is the first time I've ever come up against a wall like this in play. Now, if I put the clock library there, logic says it should live, because that cannon automaton cannot get to me in time. Now, my gun automaton can only do 1 damage to that cannon automaton once, so that is kind of annoying. But no, in my experience, I think that yes, it's all well and good clearing your opponent out before you start attacking their structures. That's brilliant. The problem comes when, oh geez, okay, that's twice in a row. Wow, that was really accurate. Now that doesn't happen often. For a Hellspit Immortal to do that, like, twice in a row, is ridiculous. It's just down to luck, really, and that was my bad luck that it hit there. Ow, really? Jeez. So here I am trying to claw back the game, being able to try and do something. It's not looking good. It's really not looking good. But still, we live in hope. So we have a concentrated fire going down on that thing. Now this is interesting. Hemming in your own cannon automaton. Not something I usually see anybody do. Of course, this person does play with a lot of lobbers for structures as well. I don't like lobbers that much. I tend to find that if I play them, they just get removed really easily. I don't know why, just every time I've ever tried to play with Catapult of Goo or with Destroyers, they just get taken away. It's just like my bad luck or something. Now, hopefully, the problem is here, I don't think anything's on cooldown yet. which means that I can't really do anything about anything really. Now here was my idiocy. I should have used that copper automaton to take out the Kellen automaton. I still might be able to. Not anymore. Ow, there goes my Kellen automaton as well. Jeez. Oh, and the copper automaton goes down as well. That's 3 for 3 on the Hellspitter mortar. That's... wow. That's not bad. Sack the metal half a card, so I've got nothing to play it on. Oh well, I've got a lot of removal in my hand now, which kind of nice. I guess gets rid of the charge quill, and as a tick bomb, right? Get rid of that Hellspit mortar. Tick bombs are useful, and I'm not sure if I want to take any out my deck. So that's the brilliant thing about removal in scrolls. Destroy does just straight up go, you can't have that anymore. Sorry dude, not for you. Now, oh dear. Yeah, that cannon automaton's hemmed in quite nicely. I've got to wonder what made him do that. Because that's not something I've ever seen anybody do before. Well, that was dead. You get rid of mine, I'll get rid of yours. You can't have it, I'm afraid. I've really got to wonder why they hemmed that one in. Given the good, if you're watching this and you did have like an ultimate master plan for that, I wouldn't mind knowing what it was, because that was... it's an interesting play. I'm not entirely sure why he did it. There you go, no more clock library for you. And no more ether pump either. Slowly getting... oh dear. Of all the places you could have spawned, why did you spawn there? That... oh jeez. Wow. Okay, fair enough. That's kind of bad. I'm in a bit of trouble here. Ow, there's the automated forge gone as well, and bye-bye gun automaton. Right, so... on the plus side, there's nothing that can actually damage my idols on the floor here. On the downside, I've got nothing on the floor at all. What I really need is a Thunder Surge. I don't know why I got rid of the cannon automaton. Huh. Because, yeah, in case you haven't guessed, this is post-production, so it's kind of looking back on the matches and thinking, why did I do that? What possible reason could I have had for actually... oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I should have gotten rid of the Machine Priest or something. Well, I have a... and here comes the removal. I can get rid of a lot of stuff there. Well, I can get rid of 2 things. And get everything else down to 2. Or to less. All I need now is a Spark or something, which I can use to start getting rid of their more impressively powerful stuff. That's the thing about Lobbers' structures, they can't move, so once they're down, they're down. And it's area denial, yeah, that's fair enough. But other than that... okay, let's just get rid of the Machine Priest. I'm kind of, at this point, I'm kind of afraid of playing anything down, just in case it gets taken away, like, really quickly. I think at this point, I've managed to claw back some ground. I say some because I haven't really damaged the idols past what I had before. Ow. And also, with them being on 11 resources, they can play pretty much... given a good can play pretty much whatever the hell she wants. For future reference, guys, if your avatar looks male, I'll call you a he. If your avatar looks female, I'll call you a she. Sorry if that's not the gender you are, but... it's getting kind of confusing when I constantly swap between he and she. Just a little bit. So, let's, so if you're not, if you're the opposite gender of the one I refer to you as, please don't be offended. It's just the way it goes, I'm afraid. So, I've got, my automated forge looks kind of pitiful. I've got to admit. It looks kind of outgunned and a little bit pitiful. Why I put it there is actually a bit beyond me. I shouldn't have done, really. Oh look, a gun automaton. And a spark. Spark is going to be useful. I can use that to take out that Skelegunner. Because he's mobile and nothing else is. And if he gets down there to take on my Automaton Forge, he'll kill it. Bombard is no use to me here. I don't need Bombard. But I can pay 3 energy for that. Boom. It's still quite possibly dead. Because I've got no way I can get rid of that clock library either. That's kind of annoying. Oh, there's another one. Oh dear. So this game's going a little bit south for me. But, okay, fair enough. Let's just do damage control at this point. How? Ow. Oh, let's try and do damage control, shall we? Ow. Well, I found an energy deck that's a lot better than mine, I can tell you that. And, ooh, prox charges. This is one of the rare cases prox charges are actually useful. Because if I can get enough of them down, that Iron Ogre's going to die. It's also ember bonded, which is quite nice. Now, here's the thing. Do I put it on the ether pump? Ah, okay, fair enough. I do indeed put the ether pump down. God, that's a bit of a risk, because they can attack the idol pretty quickly. Interesting. So Given the Good is quite the good player. I haven't seen any of the new cards in this deck, which leads me to believe that Given the Good has been playing for quite some time now. She's doing some really odd things. I mean, fair enough, a lot of it's standard, you know. Apart from ether pumps being at the front, I tend to put my structures that are actually useful to me at the back, because creatures are great. They can do mass amounts of damage if you play them right, and they're mobile as hell. Here's the problem. Creatures don't tend to be as tough. So yeah, shield them with these structures. But a lot of structures are quite a lot more potent than you'd otherwise give them credit for. There's the hurt. Sweet. It's always nice just watching your opponent's stuff go away. It's like, yeah, you're no longer wanted now, you can go away. Well, my ether pump's kind of screwed. Yeah, oh god, this hasn't been a brilliant game for me, has it? But, hell, we'll get over that, that's fine. And another destroyer for Given the Good, which denies me that area quite nicely. That's the brilliant thing about lobbies, unless you can get rid of them, they can deny a lot of area quite quickly. Now it is very tempting to put some Catapult of Goo back in my deck, purely because I haven't used them for a while, and I don't know, they only do 1 damage, but they do increase their targets, well, the units that they hit, their countdown increases by 1. So it's not too bad. Oh wow, 9 scrolls in their hand. Oh, I'm a bit boned. Jeez. No, I've put together a couple extra decks since the last time that I recorded this. One of the decks I've put together is a structure deck, which has very little in the way of creatures. Now what I'm hoping is to pull a couple of those structures, the new energy structures, that every time your opponent plays down I think it's any kind of spell or enchantment, so it seems to be just any kind of spell, that one of their random idols takes 2 damage. Because can you think of what would happen if I had 3 of those down on the field at once? Now it might not be that viable. It might not be a case of I can just play those down and play down a load of supporting structures and do a lot of damage. Ow. Jeez, a lot of my stuff's dying very quickly. Oh, but they've grouped it nicely, so I can deny that clock library. Brilliant. There we are. That's evened up the table a little bit. But really not enough. So that's a little bit unfortunate, because now my second idol is kind of boned. But yeah, the structure deck, I'm hoping that that's viable enough to be interesting. What that does require me to get, though, is 3 of those totem structures that do that. And I think they're quite rare, because I haven't been able to pull any so far, and I've been trying my hardest to pull as many scrolls as I can during double gold, and I have managed to pull quite a few. I managed to get myself a second clock library as well, which is nice. So that's on top of the one that Pontus gave me, which is very, very nice. And there we are, clock library, speak of the devil. Unfortunately, there's not really a lot going to help me in this position. That ogre is dead the next time it attacks, which is fine by me. And I can't quite kill off that idol with the cannon automaton. Not unless I had a redesign, but I don't. So it's kind of pointless. Ah, that's interesting. Looks like it's... okay, never mind, I can't. Yeah. Burn. That's quite a nasty card for 4 resources. And another cannon automaton. Notice the way they both jiggle at exactly the same rate and same time. And yes, I call it jiggling because that's pretty much what they are doing. Oh, concentrate fire. Not that useful. Could have done with you a little while ago. Incendiaries would be nice, and so would burn, and I can use both of them. So I could burn, actually, yeah, burn that, and I got a tick bomb I can use, and I can use that to get rid of that. Sweet. So my clock library is probably kind of screwed at this point, because all Giving a Good has to do now is move that cannon automaton down, and dead clock library. Which is kind of annoying. I don't know. Finishing up what I was saying about the structure deck, if I can get those cards, once I have that structure deck finalised and built, if... ow! My poor clock libraries, I haven't got to use them at all. If the structure deck can... if I can get that finished and finalised and kind of just streamlined a little bit, trying to keep it at 50 cards if I can, then I'll showcase that in a few games as well, and just see how it feels, see how it plays. Gives a bit of variety, because at the moment I'm using the same old deck every time, because I don't really have a lot of choice. It's the deck I've got, it's the only deck I've got at this point. And I'm also looking at putting together a Gravelock deck. Now I know I said I don't particularly like Gravelocks or humans or anything like that, but I don't see why not. It's like a dual colour deck, just to see what it's like, basically. Because I pulled a couple of tribal memorials the other day, and I have like 2 of them now, and I have a Sandpack memorial. I'm thinking, you know, why the hell not? I may as well. There's no reason not to at this point, and you only need a little bit of growth to make a Gravelock deck really work. And once you get late game, you can sacrifice more stuff for more resources and more growth, which is kind of nice. So I don't quite have all the cards I need. I really need a is it the Gravehawk Outcast? I need a couple of those really, and then I can probably try and get it to work that a little bit better. Now I think this is going to be me over and done with next round. So as soon as, yeah, I'm just throwing things down now. It's like, don't kill it, please don't kill me. So this might be me done, because with 12 resources, they could probably play off 3 sparks and quite a few other things. There's a tick bomb. I just straight up destroy target structure for 3 resources, and I concentrate fire. Yep, that's GG. That is very much GG. Oh dear. So just like to hammer the idol down to the ground as much as possible. It's going to be taking overall 14 damage. Jeez. Yep, so that was a good game between me and Giving a Good. I'm quite impressed with the way that Giving his deck worked in that particular regard. Not so impressed with the way mine worked in that regard, but hell, that's just the way it goes, really. So now I think the last thing to do is go into the store. So let's see what I get for my gold, shall we? Please be something good. Please be something good. And it's a law memorial. Well, that's my second one of those as well, so I could probably do a tricolour deck at some point. I don't see why not. Eventually I will work towards a tricolour deck. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Always appreciated. Please like, favourite and subscribe to support the series. I'll catch you next time.